Hi, my name's Francisco. Most people call me Fran. This is my wife, Kristen. She's a business owner, community activist, an incredible partner, and even better mother to our three girls, Veda, who's 14, Riley, who's 13, and Stella, who's 7. They've, for the most part, always been happy and confident, and I've arguably always been a good dad and husband. I'm career driven, I've owned multiple businesses, and I'm currently a successful real estate agent. My life has genuinely been better than I could have ever thought. I just drank too much. I didn't start drinking until I was 21, and it wasn't until I was about 25 when I drank consistently. At some point, drinking turned into an almost daily activity. Whether it was a celebration or a stress reliever after a long day or just a Tuesday, I found an excuse. I was able to balance my responsibilities as a parent. I rarely showed up or worked intoxicated, and by and large, every time I drank was socially acceptable. At times, I would take week to month-long breaks, but my life began to revolve around any opportunity to consume. 2 years ago, I reached out to my sober friend Sean, and I talked to him about my drinking. He passed zero judgment on me and said, "You know what, Fran? You don't have to be an alcoholic to quit." I took his advice with a grain of salt. I quit drinking for a month and slowly integrated it back into my life until it took over. So 1 year ago, on October 28th, 2020, I finally made the decision to stop. I was on a beach in Kauai, having the best month of real estate in my career, and it felt like the highest point in my life. In that drunk moment, I knew that booze had control over me, and I wanted to try and free myself from it. I thought drinking was the source of all of my problems, so when I first quit, I figured they'd all go away. Well, that turns out that wasn't the case. I had to face them and address my childhood trauma, existential crisis, and persistent negative and critical narrative in my head. I was unaware of how much I relied on alcohol to cope throughout my years of drinking. So I had to establish new and healthier tools to survive, and being sober allowed me the space to do so. I've gravitated to meditation and reading and working out to help ease my everyday struggles and anxieties. I also go to therapy once a week. My counselor, Janelle, is amazing. Admitting and talking about my drinking has been the most freeing aspect of my journey and helped give me the confidence to take off my mask and live out who I really am. Over the past year, I have legitimately had multiple best days of my life. I've become closer with my girls. I'm a more sensitive and understanding husband. I've saved a bunch of money, and I went from feeling close to death some days to being in the best shape of my life. And I will tell you what, there hasn't been a single morning that I've said, "Man, I sure wish I would have drank a bunch last night." I'm making this video for two reasons. One, booze and me don't get along. Drinking stopped being fun for me a number of years ago, and that's nothing that anybody should feel bad about. I have a strong genetic predisposition to alcoholism, so I'm just wired differently than people who can enjoy a drink or two and go on with their lives. So this ultimately is my insurance policy, letting everybody who loves me know that I'm an alcoholic and I own that and I'm not ashamed of it. I am proud of myself for not drinking, and I am making this a life commitment. Number two, this world is confusing. We glorify alcohol in memes and in ads, in movies, and so many other venues. Alcohol is synonymous with fun, relaxation, and even self-care. Then, we as a society depict alcoholics only as those who drink sun up to sundown, lose everything, or hit rock bottom. I strongly believe that alcoholism is a spectrum. I checked every single box that says that I don't have a drinking problem. So if you're questioning whether or not your relationship with alcohol is unhealthy, that's okay. I'm here to tell you from experience that you don't need alcohol to live your truth, and you don't need to get a DUI or beat your spouse or black out all the time. You don't have to wait for a significant and regrettable life-changing event to stop. Not drinking for me was genuinely life-changing in of itself. Quitting was terrifying. This past year has been a roller coaster with some pretty high highs and some real low lows. However, it's been manageable, and this life has become so fulfilling. Not drinking has been the best decision I've ever made. So I will repeat what my friend Sean told me. You don't have to be an alcoholic to quit drinking. You can live your best life. And if you ever want to talk to me about my experience and journey, please reach out. I will be transparent and truthful. My life is far from perfect. I continue to have daily struggles, but for the first time, I can look in the mirror and confidently say, I am so freaking proud of you, and I freaking love you, and you are doing your best, and damn it, that's enough, and I finally feel like I'm enough, and I will remain an unashamed alcoholic. I love you all. Thank you to everyone who supported me and loved me unconditionally, particularly my sweet wife and my sweet babies. I promise I will keep pursuing and being me. You keep being you, because the world needs us to be our true, weird, and creative selves. That felt good.
That felt good.